If you want to start live streaming on YouTube, there are two ways you can do it. First, you could go live directly from YouTube itself, or you could use streaming software to level up your production. Either way, what's great about live streaming is that the second your stream ends, your video is already published on YouTube. There's no editing, no uploading, nothing like that. It's truly one of the most efficient ways you can make content on the YouTube platform. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to go live on YouTube. So step one is we need to verify feature eligibility on our channel to begin with. We got to make sure we can actually go live. So if you're on the main YouTube interface, you want to click your profile and make sure you dive into your YouTube Studio account. The back end of YouTube is where you're going to check on this feature. Now scroll all the way down to the left side of your screen to settings, then click on channel, it's the second tab right there, and then over to feature eligibility. Now you need to make sure that standard features, of course, those will be enabled just by having an account, but specifically we need to make sure level 2 intermediate features are enabled. And you do this by verifying a phone number. So if you've already done this, then of course it'll already look just like this. But if you have not done this, it'll look something like this. Here's a second profile that I have, and it says I have not done this. I'm eligible though, so I need to verify my phone number to enable these features. So just go ahead and do that, and that will enable live streaming. And while you're here, it's not a bad idea to enable advanced features as well by submitting a video verification or a valid form of ID, or just having a long enough channel history. Those are what enable advanced features. And this allows you to embed live streams and create more live streams daily. So there's a chance you actually do want to make sure advanced features are also enabled. So at this point, you're actually ready to just go ahead and get your live stream set up. So if you're on the home screen of YouTube, go up to the top right corner, click create. We're not going to upload a video. We're actually going to click the go live button, and you're not going to go live right away. Don't worry. Don't panic. Right now, you're just going to set up the dashboard and all of the settings for your live stream. So the first box you'll see is it opens up the webcam mode. And this is where you're going to dial in some of the details of your stream. Today, we'll just call this test stream. That's totally fine. And then this is where you could insert the description of what the live stream is going to be. Because remember, a lot of times for regular uploads, you do this after the fact. But since you're going live right away, you got to do this all beforehand. This is also where you would upload a thumbnail prior to your upload, and you want to make sure that you do that, or it'll just select a random still frame, which isn't going to look too good. You can add this to a playlist and make sure you select if it's made for kids. You can do all of these other things like tags as well, and you can also adjust these after the fact. So fill out all of your details, select if you want monetization on or off, if you even have that ability. I'll just turn it on, and I'll do automatic placement for mid-roll ads is fine. Customization is, do you want live chat features enabled or chat replay? All of these things. Who can participate and send message? Maybe you only want it to subscribers or live commentary. You can decide all of these things for yourself depending on what the live stream is about. And now we got to do the visibility. Who do we actually want to see our stream? You could make it a private stream, unlisted, or public. If you choose public and then after this you hit go live, it'll be live right away for the world to see. For the sake of this tutorial, we'll just make it a private tutorial stream, or you could also schedule your stream to go live at a later date. So those are all the details. It really doesn't take that long to get a stream set up. You just got to have all of your description details, your title of your stream, and your thumbnail. You got to make sure you have those prior to going live. Now, after you hit done, a little stream preview window will pop up, and you can edit even your title details or a few things about your description if you would like to. Also, you can select your video and audio sources. So for this, I've selected my Camlink 4K, which is my Sony FX30 that I'm using right now. It's plugged into my computer via my Camlink, and I've selected my Rodecaster, which is the podcast microphone setup and interface that I have right here. When I'm ready, I can just go ahead and hit go live, and you will be live right away. So you got to make sure you're ready to go live as soon as you hit this button. You could also hit the share button right next to that if you wanted to copy this link to your stream to invite people to come watch. So at this point, with everything ready, we'll go ahead and hit go live, and you don't have to wait too long. Just wait a couple seconds and then your stream will be live. And there it is. We're live. We're live for the world to see. Everybody can, they can't see me because I'm private, remember. Now, there are a few things you would want to know about as you navigate this interface. First of all, in the very top right corner, that is your end stream button. So as soon as you're done live streaming, you would just hit end. And there's also a notification, this big red indicator. It says you're live and how long your stream has been live for, so about 40 seconds. There's a share link, also things about like ads and inserting ads, delaying ads. You can mess with those settings as well. You can mute yourself right here. You can also share your screen at the very bottom if you were reacting to things, or you had like a presentation, like a slideshow, you could share your screen right here natively inside the YouTube interface. You could also edit some details of your stream real time if you wanted to do that. And then over here on the very right side is your chat window. So as you want to live stream and interface with your guests who are actually corresponding with you in the chat, doing things, this is where you would talk with them. So you could talk to people. Yay, over here we're talking to people. I'm the creator, so it highlights me. You could also do like emoji reactions. You could engage with your audience in new ways, like starting a Q&A or a poll. All of these are cool ways that you can interact with your audience just to elevate your streams a little bit more. In the top left corner too is a like counter of how many people have liked your live stream, as well as the total participants who are actually watching live in real time. So that info is really good to know. Now, once your stream is completely finished, you just click the end stream button on the very top right, wait a second or two, and it also prompts you to make sure you're actually sure you want to end this. You would hit end, and that's what's going to end your live stream. After your stream is over, you'll get a quick recap of some key analytics that might be helpful, like how many people watched, the average view duration, the total chats that you had, any subscribers. All of this is good information to know. And if you wanted to, you could click the Edit in Studio button right away to take you to the back end of your YouTube Studio editor. If you kind of messed up like the beginning or the end was awkward, you could kind of trim out those sections to just have a cleaner starting point, which is really nice. Now, for those of you who are looking to elevate the experience of your live streams and add some more engaging and creative elements, this is where you would want to use streaming software to access more creative features. And here at Think Media, we love using Riverside, who's a longtime partner of this channel. And the benefit of using a software like Riverside is that you can add fun animated titles, or share multiple screens and camera inputs, or even add guests into your live stream and do some like creative live switching in real time, and also enable high quality local recording on all participants' devices so you don't lose any quality if you want to repurpose your content later. So Riverside is great. If you do want to try it out, I'll link it in the description of this video, and you can use code ThinkMedia when you check out to get 1 month free of their pro plan. So this is what the dashboard inside of Riverside looks like, and all you'll want to do in your home screen is just click the Go Live button. Once you click that, this interface will pop up, which is kind of your staging area for making sure all of your tech and audio is proper. So you can input your name right here, which could be helpful. Also indicate if you are using headphones or are not. So I am not using headphones right now. Make sure all of your camera inputs and audio and speaker inputs are the right selections for whatever you have input. And then once all of that's done, you'll click this Join Studio button. Now, once you're in your main studio interface, the first thing we need to do is make sure Riverside and YouTube can talk to each other for live streaming. So if you go ahead straight up and click this plus button, you can add some stream destinations to stream to. So all you would do is click Add Destination, select YouTube, or if you wanted to multi-stream to multiple platforms, you could do that right here from this. I've already connected my Craig Pruitt account, but you would just hit Add Destination, click YouTube, and make sure you follow the prompts to make sure Riverside and YouTube can talk to each other. Now, once you're connected, you can also hit these 3 dots right here that say Edit or Remove. Then you'll want to edit details. And this will be important for the exact live stream that you're just about to do. So you could title the live stream whatever you want. To test live stream to Craig's channel works totally fine for this. Then you'll want to enter the description of what your live stream is, as well as the privacy settings. Do you want to go public or private? We'll just keep it private for now. Now, the next thing you'll do is click the settings icon right here and adjust all of your other settings that you might want to adjust, like your recording resolution, because it's cool that Riverside can record internally to your computer all at the same time that you're actually live streaming, so you don't lose any quality. So I'm choosing 4K quality, which is awesome. I can record in 4K. And then for my streaming resolution, selecting 1080p. Now you can add participants to your live stream. You could add an in-person guest, somebody who's recording next to you, or a remote guest if you wanted to send a link to a person. I could just copy this link, shoot it over to like Nathan from the Think Media team, and we could podcast together or do a live stream together on Riverside by inviting guests. And what's cool is we could like even be like side by side right next to each other and do some fun like live switching of format. So if I was talking right next to Nate right now, I could have him in this little box to my left. And then if he was talking or I was talking full screen, I could make that person full screen. So there's some creative dynamic things you can do with the camera angles of kind of like real-time switching, which is awesome. That really elevates your production quality over the baseline YouTube way of streaming. Additionally, there are some other settings down here at the bottom of the interface that are really important, like you can mute your mic really quickly, you can choose different layouts, you can even upload a script for using like a teleprompter. If you had different things you wanted to make sure you see the words of, you can upload those right here to Riverside. You could also share a screen. So if I wanted to share my screen right now, let's say I wanted to share an entire window. Let's say this one right here on my secondary monitor. And now I can share my screen in full screen mode. Or if I even wanted to, I could bring in like a little picture-in-picture effect or a little subtle circle in the corner or a side-by-side split screen. Lots of ways you can creatively do this. And all of these transitions too are built into the live stream. So that's pretty cool. It is kind of like live switching. And I could scroll around in here and show you some of the best Amazon Prime deals. And when I want to stop sharing, I can just hit stop sharing and bump myself back to full screen. On the right side, there's also these chat features, which are really cool because not only is there the public chat, like what's going on inside of YouTube, you can message participants who are live with you right now, but also there's a studio chat, a backend chat for all of the producers or guests who are in your chat. You can talk to each other privately. So there's like a little chat window inside of Riverside to talk to your studio guests, not just the public stream. If you're managing things behind the scenes, you want to talk to people, you can do that right here inside of Riverside. There's also a ton of different branding elements, logos, overlays that you could have on the screen right here, or do some custom overlays if you wanted to. There's also text that you could bring on screen if I wanted to show like a lower third banner of like a promotion we're running or something. Craig Pruitt Studio is what it says by default, or Riverside, all of these different preset things that you can add to your display just to enhance the production quality quite a bit. And there is even a media pool. I do believe the limit right here, if you hit upload media, the max upload file size is 100 megabits. So this is great if you have like a countdown timer or some sound effects that you want to include in your stream that are custom to your branded show. You can upload them directly to Riverside, or of course you could use like a Rodecaster to trigger some different sound effects and things like that. Before you go live, you can actually run a test recording, which is pretty cool to make sure all of your tech is proper and working. And when you're ready, you can just hit go ahead and go live and wait. I think there's like a 5-second countdown timer. So you don't want to just go right away. Here it is. There it is. 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we are live on YouTube on my YouTube channel, as well as recording simultaneously inside of Riverside. So that's really cool. I can repurpose this content later. The high quality 4K files of me and my participants are all available if I want to repurpose this stream later. When you're finished with your stream, you can just go ahead and hit the stop button and it'll stop in just a couple of seconds and then your stream will be finished. Once you're done, you can actually hit go to project and right away Riverside will open up your dashboard and you can view your files that are uploading in real time to the cloud. So you can start working with your files just a couple minutes after you finish your stream. And what's nice about Riverside is they actually create these things called magic clips or magic episodes, essentially, where it will trim out some of the mistakes and the worst parts of your videos and then correct them to create a magic episode using AI. Pretty cool feature. Plus they have a full-on editor inside of their studio. If you want to edit things, retime things, cut things out, there's like even a text-based editor if you want to edit like a Word document. There's audio processing and more. It's a full-fledged editing platform if you want to do your post-production inside of Riverside. So there are some real creative advantages to using streaming software over just the baseline go live feature on YouTube. Streaming software like Riverside really can elevate your production value of your live streams. And again, if you want to try out Riverside, we'll link it in the description below, and you can use code ThinkMedia when you sign up to get 1 month free of their pro plan. Now, if you're still dialing in all of the tech for your streaming setup, you should click or tap the screen right here to watch this video where I highlight one of my favorite, most budget-friendly live stream setups for beginners. Super fun video. I'll see you over there, and I'll see you in the next one.